Tonight, we did ask voters in many of these states who their preference would be for the 2016 presidential race. And here's what they had to say. We asked who would make a good president. 43% said Hillary Clinton. 28% said Jeb Bush. 24% said Chris Christie. 26% Rand Paul, and 24% Rick Perry. We asked about each of those candidates individually, and we know that the Clintons spent a great deal of time on the campaign trail. What does it say, I think, these results about 2016, Bob?
Well, before we get to 2016, I want to talk about tonight and how politics has changed. Earlier tonight, Senator Rand Paul, tweeted out this about Hillary Clinton. He said, "You didn't think it could get worse than your book tour." Well, it did, courtesy of U.S. voters. And it's got a picture of Hillary Clinton with the lady that challenged Mitch McConnell down there in Kentucky.
And the point he's making is?
I guess he's just rubbing her nose in it would be the point that I would take he's making. And it's kind of interesting that someone would find the need to do that.
And he's trying to point out that she's not invincible before 2016, that she went out and campaigned for candidate after candidate, and just about all of them lost. So he's saying the luster has basically worn off of the Clintons, which is a case that he's going to need to make if he wants to make inroads, if he runs for president.
When you look at tonight's results and think about 2016, you look at the Republican Senate win in Colorado, the Republican Senate win in Iowa. These were states that President Obama won in 2014. He won Colorado by 15 points. He won Iowa by 6 points. Now they've gone for Republican senators. It changes the complexion of those swing states in this upcoming election.
And not only have they gone for Republicans, but they went big for Republicans. You know, we went into the night with 9 battleground states. The reason we call them battleground states is because it looks like, you know, it could go either way. Maybe one candidate will win by a point or two, but instead, look what we got. In Arkansas, Tom Cotton won by 18 points. David Perdue won in Georgia by 8 points. Cory Gardner in Colorado, 6 points, and Joni Ernst in Iowa by 8 points. This is not a squeaker. This is a landslide.
Yeah. So that means there will be now a thundering herd of U.S. senators running for president on the Republican side the next time out, along with a large herd of governors.
And right, you can't forget those governors. There are a lot of them won big tonight. You've got Scott Walker from Wisconsin, John Kasich from Ohio, Brian Sandoval out of Nevada. All of them won big tonight, and they're going to throw their names into that presidential hat.
Also, what interests me is how long does the president have in terms of window of an opportunity to take some leadership before the entire attention focuses on 2016?
Well, is anybody going to try to get anything done for the country between now and then? Or will they just immediately go into another campaign mode like we've had for the last couple of years where nobody did anything?
And the attention shift from Barack Obama to Hillary Clinton and others.
Yes.
And it's gotten on Capitol Hill to the point where, you know, legislators will tell you, well, we can't do anything now because it's an election year. Well, we can't do anything now because it's almost an election year. Well, when can you get anything done?
Interestingly, that was the reason that they said we're not going to consider immigration reform now. We're going to wait until the president. We can wait until after the election.
And John Dickerson, what are you seeing in the election results tonight and the tea leaves for 2016?
Well, I'm particularly interested in Wisconsin because this was not just a win for Scott Walker to be reelected, but it was also a win for a governing theory. And one of the conversations that's going to happen among conservatives and Republicans going forward in the Congress is they're going to have a debate about whether the party needs to run and stand up as proud conservatives, sort of the point Ted Cruz was making, or whether the party needs to be more strategic and slow going. Well, Scott Walker said in Wisconsin, I'm going to govern as a conservative and I'm going to put forward conservative principles and put them into action, and the voters will reward me. Well, they have. And a lot of people have looked at him before this and said he's a model, and they're going to do it even more now.
And Nancy, you were talking about the Clintons in Arkansas. They campaigned for the Democratic Senate candidate in Arkansas and got nothing for it in their home state.
But this is not Bill Clinton's Arkansas anymore. This is a state where Mark Pryor was the lone remaining Democratic member of Congress. This is a state that went for Mitt Romney by 24 points.